The Extraordinary Life of Elon Musk. Full cinematic story. Elon Musk's story does not begin with rockets, electric cars, or global fame. It begins with a quiet boy in Pretoria, South Africa, a boy who felt painfully out of place in the world he was born into. Elon was not like other kids. While others played outside, he spent hours reading, thinking, imagining impossible things. By age 8, he had read the entire Encyclopedia Britannica. He wasn't memorizing facts, he was searching for a world where he belonged, and books were the only door that opened for him. But childhood was not kind to him. He was small, introverted, and endlessly curious, the perfect target for bullying. He was beaten so badly once that he was hospitalized. Yet even lying in a hospital bed, he refused to surrender. He kept imagining the future, a world he believed had to be better than the one he was living in. When he discovered computers, everything changed. At 12 years old, he wrote a video game from scratch, Blastar, and sold it for $500. This wasn't just a child coding for fun. This was a boy quietly preparing to change the world. But South Africa felt like a cage. He hated the idea of being forced into military service for the system he didn't believe in. So at 17, with barely any money and a suitcase, he escaped first to Canada, then to the United States, the place he believed was the natural home for dreamers. In America, he worked every job he could find, cutting logs, cleaning boilers, anything that paid. He slept on a couch in a tiny office because he couldn't afford rent. He showered at the local YMCA, but every night after the building emptied, Elon stayed awake, building his future line by line, idea by idea. He didn't want an ordinary life. He wanted to push humanity forward. His first real step was Zip2, a digital city map service created in a tiny rented office with his brother, Kimball. They lived on fast food, worked endlessly, and coded until they collapsed. Most people didn't understand their idea. This was before Google Maps, before smartphones, before online navigation. But Elon believed the internet would reshape humanity. He was right. Zip2 sold for hundreds of millions. And Elon suddenly had more money than he ever imagined. But instead of relaxing, he immediately started again. This time, he created X.com, an online banking platform. The idea seemed insane back then. People didn't trust the internet with their money, but Elon pushed relentlessly until X.com became PayPal, the company that revolutionized digital payments. And again, he sold it, this time to eBay. Now, he was rich beyond comfort. But comfort was never the point. With his biggest fears growing stronger, fears about climate change and humanity becoming multi-planet species, Elon took nearly all his money and poured it into ideas so big that people laughed at him.
Tesla, they'll fail in 1 year. SpaceX, impossible. Only governments can build rockets. SolarCity, who wants solar panels? The Boring Company, you can't just dig tunnels everywhere. He wasn't just doubted. He was mocked, ridiculed, dismissed. And then the failures began. SpaceX exploded 3 rockets in a row. Each one cost tens of millions. Each one destroyed years of work. Each one pushed him closer to bankruptcy. Tesla was also collapsing. Production delays, financial losses, technical disasters. Journalists wrote openly that he was finished. At one point, Elon had only enough money left to save one of his 2 companies, SpaceX or Tesla. He couldn't choose. So he split the money, a move that business experts called suicidal. But then came Flight for Point, December 2008, the day everything changed. The 4th SpaceX rocket reached orbit, the first privately built rocket in history to do so. NASA noticed, history noticed, and suddenly, Elon Musk wasn't a crazy dreamer anymore. He was the man who made the impossible possible. From there, the rise was meteoric. Tesla became the face of the electric revolution, a company once mocked now worth more than every traditional automaker combined. SpaceX created reusable rockets, something scientists said couldn't be done. and began launching astronauts to space. Starlink connected the world, giving internet to remote villages, war zones, and entire countries. His companies didn't just grow, they reshaped industries, electric cars, space travel, solar energy, neural interfaces, tunnels, AI, satellite internet. Whether you admire him or criticize him, one thing cannot be denied. He is impossible to ignore. But behind the wealth, the controversies, and the world-changing achievements, there is still the boy from Pretoria, the one who hid in books and dreamed of a better world. A boy who built rockets out of imagination. A boy who refused to quit no matter how many times the world tried to crush him. Elon Musk's life is not a story about cars or rockets. It's about obsession, sacrifice, relentless belief in ideas no one else can see. It's the story of a man who keeps trying to drag humanity into the future, even when the future resists. And whether you think he's a hero, a visionary, or a chaotic force of nature, one thing is clear. He is one of the most influential figures of the 21st century. A man still writing his story, one insane idea at a time.
Rare and fascinating Elon Musk facts you probably never knew. 1. Elon didn't like his own name when he was young. He thought Elon sounded strange and too futuristic, like the name of a Martian king. 2. As a kid, people thought he had a hearing problem. He would freeze and stare into space during conversations. Doctors checked his hearing, but he was just daydreaming deeply, imagining inventions and other worlds. 3. He was once thrown down a staircase by bullies. He was beaten so badly that he needed surgery to fix his broken nose. 4. Musk almost died from malaria. After a trip to Brazil and Africa, he got malaria so severe that doctors said he was lucky to survive. He later said, "Vacations will kill you." 5. At 16, he tried to open a video game arcade. He and his friends wanted to build an arcade near their school, but the city refused because they were underage. 6. He crashed a $1 million with McLaren F1 with a PayPal co-founder inside. He had no insurance on the car. Right after the crash, someone asked, "Is the car okay?" He said, "Nope." 7. Tesla almost had a different name. Before choosing Tesla, the options were Faraday, Vector Motors, Glider. 8. Musk has Asperger's syndrome. He revealed it on SNL, explaining that his deep focus and intense thinking patterns come from this. 9. The first Starlink test was done in a chicken coop. Engineers tested early satellite internet connectivity inside a small chicken house on a farm. 10. He used to read 2 books per day. Science fiction, philosophy, engineering, fantasy, anything he could get his hands on. 11. He once worked at a lumber mill and got fired for being too slow. He said the job was brutal and paid almost nothing. 12. Elon studied rocket science entirely by reading books. He didn't attend aerospace school. He learned orbital mechanics, physics, and propulsion by himself. 13. Musk coded his first game at age 12 and sold it for $500. The game, called Blastar, was only 167 lines of code. 14. He sleeps only about 5 to 6 hours a night. He says sleeping too long reduces productivity. 15. Musk once lived in a tiny office and showered at the YMCA. He and his brother slept under their desks while building Zip2. Elon Musk's story shows one thing: limits are real only if you accept them. If this inspired you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that boost your mind. Who should we cover next? Let me know in the comments.